everyone, look at these. If you want to see how I made these 2-ingredient, 3-point Weight Watcher bagels, well, stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Baking Diva. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Dolores. I'll put it up on the screen, and I make all kinds of baked goods, both sweet and savory. Now, lately on my channel, I've been putting a lot of Weight Watcher recipes on there. I also do low carb, I do keto, and of course I do regular recipes. But I've had so many requests for Weight Watcher recipes that I decided to add them to my channel. So you'll see a little bit of everything on here for everyone. So, what am I making for you today? Well, today I'm making for you bagels. And I bet you thought that because you were on a weight loss program, bagels were off limits. Well, I'm here to tell you they're not. I'm going to show you how I make a very popular and famous Weight Watcher 2-ingredient, 3-point bagel recipe. So, what do you say we get started? Well, first of all, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Now, it's best if you put some type of a mat on the island here or the table, because you'll be working with your dough here. Now, there's no boiling, there's no frying. This is all done in the oven. And it's a great alternative for those 7 to 11 plus point bagels. So, what you're going to need is a bowl, a medium-sized bowl. And in this bowl, I've already put 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now, it's important, you must use self-rising flour for these bagels. Now, if you don't have self-rising flour, you can use your regular all-purpose flour, and you can add to that 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And you mix that all together very well, and you'll end up with self-rising flour. But I prefer, if you can buy self-rising flour in the store, I just think it works a little bit better, okay? So in this bowl, I put 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now, I told you this recipe was only 2 ingredients, and I wasn't kidding. To the flour, I am going to add 1 cup of 0% Greek yogurt. That's plain Greek yogurt. So I'm going to put this in here. Now, different people like to use different type of Greek yogurt, but don't use the real, how do I say, like watery, wet, thin kind of yogurt. This works best with your nice, thicker Greek yogurt. And then we're going to mix all this together. I'm actually going to use a fork and just get it all kind of mixed up and crumbly. So let me do that for you. Hopefully you can see it. I'm working solo, so I can't do a close-up for you, but I'll do the best I can. For, not just for weight loss, but for health reasons. I decided to eat a little healthier and go on the Weight Watcher plan. And so far it's working well for me. I mean, on Weight Watchers you can basically eat anything. Nothing, no foods are off limits. But you have to use your points, and then you get weekly points. And you just have to stay within your points and eat in moderation. And it works, it really does. So this is sort of like stringy looking. And you can see it here, coming together a little bit. I mean, this is one of the easiest recipes. And now let me tell you, this makes a dough that I'm using for bagels, but you can use this for a pizza crust. I mean, you can use it for so many things. You can make your own little pretzels out of it. I mean, anything you want that you need dough for, you can use this recipe. And the Greek yogurt in it gives it a lot of protein, which is good. All right, so my hands are clean. I've washed them. And now I am going to kind of squish this all together. It's going to be a little moist in the beginning, but once the flour gets incorporated in there, you'll have a nice ball of dough. And if you find you need a little bit more flour, you can always put that in. So this is coming out very good. And another thing I should tell you, when you open up your yogurt, sometimes you see like water and liquid on the top of the yogurt. Don't use that. Dump that out. You need the thicker part of the yogurt because otherwise it'll be too thin, your dough, and it won't work well. All right, so here you go. Let me move the bowl over. See how I formed a nice little ball here? Just gonna press it all together into a ball. Here you go. I'll try to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Now, if you want to put a little flour, a little bit more flour on your board to roll this on there, you can do that. Because you don't want it to be, it's going to be sticky, but you don't want it to be too sticky. So I'm just putting a tiny bit of flour on here. Look at what a nice ball that came into. And what was that? 2 ingredients? And in less than 2 minutes? So I'm just going to keep kneading it. You should knead it for at least maybe 3 minutes. So you know what? Let me knead it off camera so I don't hold you up. And I'll be back in a second as soon as I have this just the way I want it. So don't go away. Okay, so there you are. I formed this into a nice ball. I did need to put a little bit more flour on here because as you're kneading it, it does get a little sticky. But that's okay. So I'm just going to flatten this out a little bit, this ball. And I'm going to use a pizza cutter. And I'm going to cut this into 4s. So let me just go this way. Pizza cutter works great. Alrighty. Okay. And then I'm just going to go this way. So I'm going to have 4 individual pieces. In this recipe, we'll make 4 bagels. Now, I have seen people make this where they've cut it into 6 and they've made 6 smaller bagels out of it. But this recipe is for 4 bagels and they are going to be 3 points each. So let me go wash my hands and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so I have a cookie sheet here. I put some parchment paper on it. Let me just move this over to the side. Okay, so you're going to take each piece and roll it out like you're rolling out a snake, only not that thin. It's going to be a fat snake. Maybe a snake that ate a mouse. And I also have a lot of fun on my channel, so I hope you'll enjoy it. We can have fun and we can bake too, right? So I'll move these over. If you need a little bit more flour on your board while you're rolling this out, you can do that. Okay. Now, we're rolling it out, and then what we're going to do is we are going to connect the 2 ends. So you'll have it like this with a hole in the middle. Now I have also seen this done in a donut pan. You know, your donut pans have a hole in the middle, so you put this around and you connect it. But today we're just going to do it like this, and we're going to put it on our cookie sheet. Make sure you pinch the ends so it doesn't fall apart on you, and there we go. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, bagels aren't perfect when you buy them in the store, right? So I'm going to do that with all 4 of these. Just going to continue to roll out my other ones till I get them the size I want. Okay, here we go. That's about the right size. And then I'm going to connect the ends, squish them, pinch them, whatever you want to do, and leave a space and put them on your cookie sheet. Okay, That looks good. Now, after I get these rolled out, what I want to do is, I want to make them a little tastier. So I'm going to brush a little bit of melted butter on the top. Oh, I think this one's going to be a big bagel. A little bit of melted butter on the top. And for today, I'm going to sprinkle some everything but the bagel seasoning on there. But you can also sprinkle sesame seeds on there. You can forget the butter and you can put some cinnamon and sugar on there. You can put some coarse salt on there. Whatever your little heart desires. Oh, this is going to be a big bagel. Okay, well, let me put that on. Whoa, that's a big baby. 3 points each. Is your mouth watering yet? Okay. All right. So, like I said, this is a, well, I don't know, anybody can make it. I don't want to call it a Weight Watcher recipe, but it's pretty popular with the Weight Watcher family. But it's my first time making it, and I thought for some of you that are new to Weight Watchers and you haven't seen this made, I'll make it for you, and maybe you want to give it a try, because you don't have to deprive yourself. And you know what? I was thinking too, you know when you can buy like the bag of frozen bagels and they're the little mini ones? I think they might be like 3 points. Well, I can only tell you, these are 3 points. And they're a heck of a lot yummier and bigger and better than those other tiny ones for 3 points. So there we go. We have our 4 on our cookie sheet. Now I'm going to take a little bit of melted butter. Just make sure your ends are pinched together. I have it over here with my little pastry brush. And I'm going to just brush a little bit of melted butter on the tops. Here we go. Wasn't that easy? 2 ingredients? Oh my gosh. You don't need a mixer. You don't have to boil these bagels. Now, yeah, I live in New Jersey, and I know they say New York City, New York bagels are the best, and I won't disagree with that. Are these going to taste like a New York bagel? No. But are they going to be delicious? And are they going to make you feel like you're eating a bagel? Are they going to make you feel like it's much better than just having plain bread? Yes. So here we go. I'm going to sprinkle some everything but the bagel on these because I like those anyway. Okay. Now they're going to go in the oven for approximately, let me see, 23 minutes. Keep your eye on them. And then turn up the temperature to maybe, let's say, 500 degrees. And I'll then leave them in for a couple more minutes just to brown the tops more. And then I'll take them out. I'll show you what they look like, and I'm going to do a taste testing. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. These little babies were in the oven baking at 350. I left them in for 23 minutes. Then, oh, there goes my grandfather clock. Sorry. Those of you that watch me on a regular basis are probably used to it. Okay, so I left them in at 350 for 23 minutes. After that, I turned up the heat in the oven to 500 degrees, and I left them in for just 3 minutes more to brown up the tops a little. So they're still warm, but I'm going to cut one of these babies. We're gonna do a taste testing. See how nice and brown the bottom is? Oh yeah. Crunchy outside and nice and soft in the middle. Just the way I like it. Go around this way. I don't want to cut my finger on the bagel. Okay. One of them I made very big, but I'm gonna do a taste testing on the smaller one. Okay. Now what I'm going to, oh, look at that. Oh, and it's nice and has that chewy consistency. I'm going to spray on a little bit of the I can't believe it's butter on this. And then I'm going to do a taste testing. Okay. Here we go. Chewy, just like a bagel. Very good. Crunchy on the outside. Honestly, it tastes like a bagel to me. I mean, obviously, not one of those New York style bagels, but it's really good. You will definitely love these. And I also wanted to tell you that the dough from these bagels can be used for anything. You can use it as a pizza crust. You can roll it out in strips and then roll it together, make Cinnabons out of it. Trying to think what else. Garlic knots. All kinds of things that you would use dough for. And toppings. Are so good. I put the everything but the bagel on it. It's good. You can use tomato sauce and mozzarella and flatten a piece out and make a little pizza for yourself. Put poppy seeds on them, sesame seeds, whatever you like. But let me tell you, and I've never steered you wrong, these are delicious. So I'll put the recipe down below in the description box for you, and I'll put in some photos. And do yourself a favor. Make these. They're delicious. I give them 2 thumbs up. Okay? Thanks for stopping by and watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell, and you'll be a subscriber. And you won't miss any of the new recipes I have coming up. So anyway, thank you all. Love you all. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to finish eating my bagel now. I'll see you all very soon. Toodles!